Yet another round of voting in another referendum on another constitution. Egyptians again going to the polls this month in a democratic process that has been overshadowed by political division and violence. It's 3 years since the popular revolution that brought down Hosni Mubarak, but the promise of peace and government by the people is still to be realized. It was a promise that briefly shone, as people voted in what was regarded as Egypt's first truly democratic election, bringing to power what for decades had been an outlawed organization, the Muslim Brotherhood. Its dominance cemented a few months later, when Mohamed Morsi was elected president by the people.
No institution, no authority, none can be above this will, the will of you, your will. You are the source of the powers. The nation is the source of the power. The nation is the one to decide, and the nation is the one to give the duty, and the nation is the one to appoint and hire, and the nation is the one to fire.
A fleeting display of Egyptian unity, as secular and religious movements came together in urging the military to cede power to the elected civilian government. But it was within Parliament itself that unity was proved an illusion, the largely secular opposition increasingly insistent that the Muslim Brotherhood was pressing its own religious agenda in a new constitution it proposed. And once again rival groups took to the streets as opposition to the government intensified in the wake of executive decisions by Mohamed Morsi that, as many critics said, were intended to cement the power of his organization at the expense of the people. Amid rapidly escalating violence, the military emerged from the sidelines, dissolving the government and arresting Mohamed Morsi and most of his organization's leaders, insisting the action was taken in consultation with moderate political forces.
The will of the Egyptian people alone is what governs us. We respect it, we protect it with all objectivity, fairness, honor, and without deceit.
Sentiments echoed by the civilian interim president the military put in power.
The train of justice and national reconciliation will include all Egyptians, regardless of their background. We have invited all institutions of the state to work together to achieve peace for all Egyptians.
But attempts at protest were forcibly crushed. The Muslim Brotherhood declared a banned organization yet again, and highlighting this extraordinary sequence of events, 2 past presidents facing legal proceedings at the same time. The interim government insists that real democracy can only be realized in a secure environment, and the maintenance of security given as the reason for what critics contend are undemocratic actions, ranging from a ban on unlicensed demonstrations to the arbitrary detention of journalists and those defined as political dissidents. The measures, though, apparently backed by some of Egypt's citizens, just under 20 million of whom voted in favor of a new constitution, a vote the interim government interprets as an endorsement, but no assurance that the ballot box will be the sole means of securing power in the future, and no guarantee that the military will again return to its barracks. Hanna, Al Jazeera.